Imagine a piece of land, not just any land, but one that has been in your family for over 100 years. It was bought with the sweat and savings of your grandfather, passed down through generations, and holds countless memories. Now imagine losing it. This is the heartbreaking reality for 94-year-old Sandramadi, a great-grandmother from a small village in Raub, Pahang. Her family's story with this land began way back in 1911, when the original title was issued. Her grandfather, who worked hard in the estates, bought this small 0.1-hectare plot. For decades, it was a symbol of their roots, a piece of their history. In 1970, her brother, who was the trustee, officially passed it on to her. For Sandramadi and her family, it wasn't about the size or the monetary value. It was about the sentiment, the connection to their past. It was home. But about 50 years ago, their world was turned upside down. The Raub District Land Office seized the property, claiming the title from 1911 was no longer valid. Think about that for a moment. A document that had been the foundation of their ownership for decades was suddenly declared void. For years, Sandramadi's children, all 11 of them, tried to resolve this. They went back and forth, negotiating with the land authorities, trying to make them understand the land's significance. But every attempt was met with a dead end. After decades of getting nowhere, the family decided they had no other choice but to seek justice through the courts. In 2019, at the age of 88, Sandramadi filed a lawsuit to reclaim her ancestral home. It was a monumental step, pitting a matriarch and her family against the state machinery. The legal journey was far from easy. Initially, their case was thrown out, with the court saying it was filed too late. But the family refused to give up. They appealed the decision, and the Court of Appeal sided with them, agreeing that her case deserved to be heard. The lawsuit was reinstated, and the case was sent back to the High Court for a full trial. This was a glimmer of hope, a sign that their fight was not in vain. The trial was their chance to present their side of the story, to show the proof of their long-standing connection to the land. They believed in the justice system, hoping that the court would see the truth and restore what was rightfully theirs. The family poured their hearts, their time, and their resources into this fight. Her son K. Mauswaron mentioned in an interview a few years ago that even though the land is small, its sentimental value is immeasurable. It represents their heritage, their grandfather's legacy. Finally, after a 6-year legal battle, the day of the verdict arrived. On November 21, 2025, the Temerloh High Court delivered its decision. The judge ruled against Sandramadi. The court stated that the Land Office's records were considered correct, and that Sandramadi had not provided enough evidence to prove her claim on the balance of probabilities. It was a devastating blow, but if you think the story ends here, you're mistaken. The human spirit, especially when fighting for family and heritage, is incredibly resilient. Immediately after the verdict, Sandramadi's lawyer, Erkan Adaran, announced that he had been instructed to file an appeal. The fight is not over. This 94-year-old great-grandmother and her family are ready to take their case to a higher court, refusing to let this chapter be the final one in their century-long story with their land. This case raises so many questions about land rights, historical ownership, and the challenges ordinary citizens face when up against bureaucratic systems. It's a story of perseverance, family unity, and a fight for something more precious than money. What are your thoughts on this? It's a powerful reminder of the importance of preserving family history and the lengths people will go to protect it. We will definitely keep a close eye on this case as it proceeds to the Court of Appeal. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as compelling as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that matter. See you next time.